So I am standing in front of my big picture window, and this little rabbit just keeps hopping back and forth, distracting me. I am trying to film a video, but he is just so sweet. He's just jumping back and forth. He will go in the shade of the rose bush. I don't know if you can see him. I'm trying to hold my phone steady. Let's see if we can get him. Oh, I'm very shaky this morning. I didn't even have coffee recently. I did have a cup 4 o'clock this morning. But there he is, and then he will hop into the sunshine. Here he comes. How cute is he? And then he just burrows down there. I think he might have a little nest in there. Might be feeding her babies. I think that's what's going on. So I might have baby bunnies born right in the Pachysandra, right near my patio. So I'm gonna have to remember to be very careful in that area. I won't weed or anything, I won't disturb them. But how sweet is that? What a way to start the morning. Come on, little mama, come back. We wanna see you feed your babies. Here she goes. She's just gathering little weeds within her mouth. And then she hops back into the same place to feed her babies in the nest. I love stuff like this. You know, life gets so hectic and so crazy, and then you have this sweet little, look at this, look how cute she is. And then she just burrows down, there she goes, into her nest, feeding her babies. Hopefully I'll be able to capture on film when the babies are out of the nest and hopping around. I love little baby bunnies. So, so sweet. Okay, on with the video. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Karen, Lavenderclothesline. And in today's video, we're going to do a couple of different things. We are going to go thrifting at a different place that I don't know that I've brought you to yet. So I'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. I'm also going to put in some screenshots of what's been selling and why I picked the items up. And to begin with, I'm just going to cover a topic that I know is kind of like a topic that a lot of YouTube creators stay away from, but it's a reality in the social media world. So, as many of you know, I've had my channel for about 2 years now, and I started the channel to share what I was doing, how much in love with this business I am. I think that's pretty evident. I love reselling. I love meeting you guys. I love sharing what I'm finding, all of the craziness in my life. But basically, this is a really, really good, positive experience for me, a great way to earn my living. Part of selling on eBay, part of my income comes from YouTube, from creating these videos. And what a win-win situation. I get to show you guys, you know, different things I'm finding. I get to learn about you guys and get your comments, and I get to make money. It's part of my income. And I think for many YouTube creators, that is a major impetus for having a channel, that eventually, hopefully, you get monetized and YouTube sends you money, which is just a great thing. One of the negative sides of being on social media, of putting yourself out there, is that a small percentage of the different feedback you'll get could be in the form of hate, could be bullying, could be very negative comments. Now, I'm not talking about when you guys share an opinion, it's a strong opinion, which I'm strong opinion myself, but it's helpful in some way. It's good criticism. It's good like, hey, when you showed this, it wasn't this, it was this. I'm all about learning from you guys just as much maybe as you're learning something from me. But I wanted to cover a topic that's not going to be happy. It's not going to be positivity, which I try to keep a lot of positivity in my channel. It's going to be something that I think needs to be covered. Here on social media, most YouTube creators, sooner or later, if they're on the platform enough, will encounter maybe some trolls, some hating, some bullying. And recently, probably within the past year, I have had another YouTuber trying to bully, I'm not even sure what the intent is. Now, I consider myself pretty easygoing. I really like people. I think I'm well loved in the community. You guys are just wonderful with, sharing how much I mean to you, and I appreciate that so much. So I'm not quite sure why another YouTube creator would message me, would put things on social media that is a form of bullying. And what's shocking to me is that social media, everything is in print somehow. Whether the person's saying it on film or they're writing you through DMs or comments or emails, private messages, all of that bullying is printable, is provable. So while I am a big believer in turning the other cheek for people that do you wrong, I am not about being passive to the point of allowing other people to mistreat me or to say wrong things, lies about me. So this is how I've been handling it. Anything that is in print, whether it is something that's sent directly to me from that other person, or it's that person's own followers sending me screenshots of what the person is writing and saying, things, in their world that I don't see, but people are sending me screenshots of it. I'm screenshotting that. I'm printing it. I'm keeping all of that in real paper form. So if it ever does create a big enough problem, I have proof of what the other person is saying. Now, here's my conundrum. Here's my query. Why would somebody do that when you can prove what they're saying? Why would somebody put their own channel at risk when I'm sure it's a form of income for them? Why would they take the chance of hurting their own channel? When we were all in grade school, I'm sure a lot of us dealt with bully type personalities. Unfortunately, a lot of us dealt with, different people. I didn't have a lot of that in my life, but I can remember one or two people. And I always called it out. I never stood for bullying. And I was kind of like I'm going to say a mild-mannered girl. I wasn't one of those tough bully types. But if somebody was bullying, even somebody else, I always stood up for that. So I feel like in life, the smart thing to do is to say, hey, you know what? Bullying is not okay in any form. But here on social media, you can print it out and have proof of it. So I'm sure that other person doesn't watch my channel and doesn't care what I'm doing. But I wanted to put it out there that when you put yourself on social media, you do open yourself up to the opportunity for other people to bully you even more than in regular life. But the way that I handle it is I screenshot everything, whether it's from that person's followers, whether it's coming directly into my forms of correspondence or whatever. I screenshot it, I print it out, paper and ink, and put it in a folder. That way I have proof, if I ever need it, of exactly what was said. It doesn't have to become, a he said, she said type of thing. All right, enough of that negativity. Thank you to all of you who follow me, all of my new followers, all of the people that just stop in to say hi. I appreciate you guys greatly. And also I just want to say there are many YouTube creators that I connect with, and I'm going to be visiting a couple of them soon. So I'm very excited about that. And this is a really good community. I have made more friends from followers, from people I meet in the thrift stores, and from other influencers, other social media creators. So I just want to put it out there and leave you with a positive note. This is a great way to earn a living. I am not discouraged, but I, at the same time, protect myself and have everything in print. All right, on with the real part of this video. Hit that like and subscribe button and let's get on the road. We are on our way to the Matthew 25 thrift store up in Lidditz. I have not been to this thrift store in a very long time because I felt their prices were high. But anytime I stay away from a thrift shop that I used to love, I always make sure to go back and visit, sometime later, just in case they have revisited their price point. I never want to just throw out a store and not ever go back. I always want to give a store, a couple of chances to earn my business. So that is where we are today. We are in the car on the way to Liddit's Matthew 25 thrift shop to see what we can find to flip for a profit or to keep for ourselves. All right, let's get started. I do have to say that this store is very well organized and clean. I don't know that I'm a big fan of stapled on labels, whether they be the size or the price. These labels are very hard to take off and in my opinion always risk the chance of leaving holes. Now here I'm looking at LuLaRoe leggings. I never really got into selling LuLaRoe. I have sold a few pieces and I get it why they were such a big fad. I know it's hugely on the downcline now, or decline I should say, and you know there are still dealers and the new jegging type do well. But these are just the regular type, and I do look at a few of the prints. I still wonder if I should pick them up, but at that price point, I wouldn't. If I could get them for $1, I would probably pick them up. Tropical prints always attract me. Here I'm looking at the shorts. Now in this store, they have one price for each type item, and then they individually price on top of that. Their pricing is quite high. It was quite high when I used to come here, then got higher, and now I'm going to say it pretty much stayed at too high for a reseller. They do have some cute things, but they're the type of store that price things like Coldwater Creek or White House Black Market very high. So here you can see Jane and Bleecker, a pair of pajamas, new, $15, which I don't know who sells Jane and Bleecker. It's probably like Kohl's maybe. There I am, taking a look at this jacket. I love this jacket, but somehow it never fits correctly. So I always hope to find things that thrift store employees don't recognize the tag, the name, maybe some high-end brand slips under the radar. Here I'm just going through the men's jeans. I sell a lot of men's jeans. I think the #1 brand I sell are the Levi's Buttonfly. Anything Buttonfly in denim goes well for me, whether it be women's or men's. But like I've said before, I've stopped picking up women's jeans pretty much across the board. $16 for waders, is that what we call those? Very heavy to ship. Now those could probably go in one of the flat rate boxes, a medium, probably the large box. But I don't even remember how much the large boxes for flat rate cost USPS, so I don't even bother with it. $4 for a pre-owned bank. Now it says compare at 15, so I guess that's what they're basing the price on. New boat fund. I thought it was a fun bank. I still always check for band t-shirts, the elusive single stitch hems. I think I might have found one or two, probably in the last 5 years. They are so hot right now. So if you don't know what single stitch band t-shirts or different type t-shirts are, you can Google it and learn all about it. Some of those t-shirts can bring crazy high money, hundreds if not thousands of dollars. Love a good tassel. I did like that blouse, and I'm going to Florida in June, so I did take a look at that. I think that framed print was just a little scary. I'm sure they were advertising just the frame. Here I'm finding Kenwood flush mount speakers, $3. So I did consider that, but you would need the exact stereo speaker for that to fit into, I believe. Flush mount, not even sure if it needed an outside box. It was just too much thinking, so I do walk away. If I have to really think about something a lot, like overthink it, even for me, most times I walk away from it. Sometimes I just run a quick comp just to see the general price range. Their selection of shoes is good, not stellar in my opinion. $5 is fair for a pair of shoes, but you can see they get into $8 for peep toe or a kitten heel. Here I have the GoPro mounted on my shoulder strap. And I'm glad that the angle of the camera came out good because I haven't practiced with this in a while. The GoPro is a whole thing, guys. It really takes a lot of getting used to when you have all the different mounts. So right now I have the chest mount, I have the handheld, I'm going to call it the selfie stick, and I have the shoulder strap, which is a Velcro situation. You can pretty much strap it on anything, but it gives you a very limited scope. When you handhold it, much better. And in one of the future thrifting hauls, I do handhold it, so it's a little bit better angled. But this is working for now. $8 for Raffaella. I don't know. Cute jacket though. I think that, that would sell, but not at an $8 buy-in price. I would rather pay probably $2 or $3 for that because the name is not there. Here I'm finding Chico's for $10, and sometimes I ask myself, how many people on the street do I see wearing those bold prints? Not too many. So I don't know that it's going to fly out of my store. Okay, $24 for a QVC labeled jean jacket. Maybe the woman pricing it thought that, it would be something that was really in high demand. So I'm going to say this shop really caters to or gets a lot of donations in the middle age range bracket. Women that are between 40 and 60, I'll say. Because a lot of this clothing, that's the style it is. I didn't see a lot of juniors clothing or clothing that is just for a younger crowd. I did consider this dress, little floral summer tropical dress, again too high. Now, a lot of the clothing was individually priced, so you couldn't really go by any of the signs. They were running 20% off, but even with 20% off, not worth it in my opinion. Always good though to stop in and check, to see what's going on. Iguana, I guess, $25 new. So, I've never heard of that brand. Maybe I'm just missing something. I thought a couple of the styles of the shoes were cute, but again, I didn't really recognize any of the brands, as a brand that sells through well. These were adorable. I liked those for me. $8, a little bit of a high heel. I'll still wear a heel, but not something that high, but I did consider those. So they have an odd setup, in my opinion, for hard goods. They have this little group back here, and as you can see, it's just glassware and baskets. And then the corner there was more like stationery and things like that. And here I'm trying to make my way into the hard goods corner on the other side of the store. So we will get there. Sandra Darren. Attention, all of the brand names that we recognize, but unless I'm missing something, like I said, I don't see these as brands that have a great sell-through rate. Okay, so here I've gotten to the hard goods. I thought these were interesting, and I was hoping they were Tupperware. I flipped that too quick. I don't think these were Tupperware. They kind of looked like Tupperware, though. Maybe they were. Leave a comment down below if you know that is Tupperware, if I missed the mark. This is their showcase. You have to ask to see the different collectibles in that showcase cabinet. So as you can tell, very small section for hard goods. It is right up by the counter. I wasn't sure what that was. I'm thinking it was like maybe a polishing compound for cars. Okay, this is the mystery of the day. What is that? Is that a darning egg? I'll call it. It's not really egg-shaped. Is that something you put into a sock to sew a hole in a sock? Again, leave a comment down below if you guys know what that wooden little thing was. I like stuff like that. A little pop-in into this toys corner. I don't do very many toys at all, so if there was something that was a really big bolo, it could hit me in the head and I still wouldn't recognize it. But I do look. I always look. It was a little wooden case. This was like a tool chest. I think $5 and $8 is their favorite price. I think they have set price points for certain things. And as I was walking out, this plate caught my attention. It was like a copper overlay over an enameled plate with jewels. So I'm standing here trying to figure this out. It's a decorative piece, not meant for food use. I don't know that I've ever seen something like that. So the wheels are spinning in my head, and I do hold on to it for a few minutes to think about it, if I've ever seen something like that, who would want something like that. And I do look at this table situation here. And I'm going to end this video here, just a little slip in into the back corner. Now I see this Norman Rockwell book, and right after I look at it, this woman is like right on my heels, and she grabs the book like super quick. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe she really wanted it and she thought I was going to take it, which I'm glad I didn't if she wanted it. There is plenty for everybody. And here I spot where video games would be. Now with video games, I do have to comp pretty much everyone, unless it's like Mario Kart or something like that. You know, anything with the original Mario series, absolutely. These were more like children's games and sports games. I think they had a few exercise games. So if I passed up something that would have brought really good money, as I always say, do not leave a comment down below. I'll have to run all the way back if that's the case. And there's Oregon Trail. Lots of good memories. My kids played that a lot. I think that was one of our first homeschool video games, and the kids loved playing it. Okay, so that ends Matthew 25 thrift store in Lidditz, PA. Next up, we're just going to take a quick run into the Purple Turtle Consignment shop. I have been in this shop once before, years ago when I first moved to the area, and they are running a sale. Now the sale is just this rack or two of clothing outside, and the sale is $5. Again, I don't really consider that a sale for items that you're trying to get rid of. Many of the thrift stores or consignment shops that I go to will discount the things to like $1 rack or something like that. The normal prices of a lot of these items were $5.25, so they were knocking off a quarter and putting them out on the porch. So not really enticing, but I did do a brief run through the clothing just to see if there were any brands that I wanted at $5. Now the $5 was pink tag, so these little circles are orange. I'm not sure that they were even included. Maybe they just ran out of the pink stickers and they were counting those stickers as pink. There was purple, so I'm thinking a lot of this was mixed in, not all of this was on sale. But as you can see, nothing really terrific. But I figured I'd pop inside to see how the shop was and if I could find anything to flip for a profit. Let's go inside. One of the first items that I see coming in the store is this Buffalo Patagonia t-shirt. Every time I see a buffalo like this, I think of Kevin Costner in Dances with Wolves saying Tatanka. I do like the t-shirt very much, but that's probably an average price for what they would sell for on eBay. Probably, I don't know, anywhere between $14 and $22. But this blouse was beautiful. I should have picked that up for me. Extra small. That's probably why I didn't. I like that print though. So this is how the store is set up. Now this is consignment, so different sellers bring their items and the item gets probably priced by the consignment shop, and I imagine it's a 60-40 split. That's what most consignment stores are. That's my understanding of it. So a Michael Kors, top for $25, 50% off, $12.50. These are fair prices, but they're not prices that a reseller could come in and really do well. I did like this vest. Now this was $13 minus half off, so $6.50. They had it marked as Talbot's. I thought it was interesting, but again, I don't know that I would buy that. I'm finding linen pants, soft surroundings. If these were a very large size, maybe 3X or 4X, I would have picked these up if they were a good price point. I used to sell a lot of J. Jill linen clothing, and I have slowed down picking that up. This is J. Crew. So $6 for the top. J. Crew is really saturated right now. I will pick up a piece from time to time. I like J. Crew Black Label. And when I get the Black Label, I always put Black Label in my title. I believe the Black Label is maybe their highest label. I don't know that I'm correct about that. So we'd need to check that out. Black Label is definitely retail store. Okay, a pair of Nikes for $55. Those looked fake to me. Tommy Bahama. I sell a lot of Tommy Bahama. But at $25, there is no room for any kind of profit. I do like that print. The Tommy Bahama silk button-down shirts with the wood buttons do well for me if they're in the larger sizes with a good tropical print. Okay, how fun are these pants? I want to go to a party and wear bird pants. I liked the tie in front too. I was trying to find the maker, but there was no branding in them. Very hard with one hand. $15. If I had more time, I would have tried those on for myself. So cute. Here again, I'm struggling, but I only found the size care tag. So here we're just going to fast forward through a little bit of the footage. I'm not going to make comments about everything. I just wanted to really show you guys what kind of prices are in the local consignment stores in Lidditz, Pennsylvania. Leave a comment down below if you shop in consignment stores for reselling. I'm sure there are a lot of consignment stores that have higher end brands that you might be able to pick up some things, but as a general rule, this is not one of my ways to source. Okay, so this is stop number 5, I think. Yard sale. Then I went to Matthew 25 thrift store. Where did I go after that? The Purple Turtle, so that's 3. Then I popped into an antique store that I did not film because it was small and the owner was sitting right there, and I don't think it was a place you could film. But price is very high, but beautiful stuff, worth the education. And I did have a nice chat with the store owner, so that was very fun. Now we are at Goodwill. This is a Goodwill I don't get to as often, and I'm hoping I can film here. And I'm not sure how the prices are because it's been a while since I've been here. But let's pop inside and see what we can find on the shelves. Hopefully treasure. All right, stay tuned. Okay, now we are on to Goodwill. I don't get up to this Goodwill very often. This is in Ephrata. Trying to think what street this is. I'm going to say State Street. I could be wrong about that. And there was a woman shopping right before me that got a couple of good things. Not terrific, but I figured it was still good to go up and down the aisles to see what this Goodwill had. It was kind of like a medium-sized Goodwill, and I didn't see anything that was really thrilling. I might have missed that copper pot on the top shelf. Here I'm looking at a seashell, nothing of note. There's a very large tapestry. I have sold tapestries before. And now we're just going to put on some music and briefly go up and down the aisles because I did not buy anything in this store. But I do always want to give you an overview of what the different Goodwills look like. So again, this is the Goodwill in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. Okay, so today was almost a bust. That hasn't happened in years, but I did stop at a yard sale and get these few things. I got a tapestry knapsack with horses all over it. Thought that was good. I paid 10 cents for that. Sorry for the loud trucks going by. And a grouping of Longaberger baskets. Now they did want $6, $5, $5, and $25, but I believe I paid $25 for the 4, which is still a little bit high in my opinion. But I went ahead and took them. This also has a top, which is in the bag, because, I don't know, I just felt like that wasn't a bad price. I think the large basket will do well. The little baskets take longer to sell for me, but I thought this one was good. And yeah, so it was a day of baskets. So whenever I am thrifting and I'm not finding anything, I never feel tempted to pay up or buy things that I wouldn't normally buy, because I know next time I go out, I'm probably going to come home with a trunk load. All right, that is the trunk haul. Thanks so much for watching. Go out and get what's yours. In this part of the video, I'm just going to go over a few recent sales. Now, most of this is solid bread and butter items, things that I pick up continually, things that are not that hard to find in thrift stores, and mostly they go by the type of item. So it's not only the brand I'm looking for, but the type of item. So I'll explain as we go on, but like I said, pretty much just solid bread and butter. First one is a cycling jersey. Now this one was a little bit special because it was the Postal Service, and I thought that was quite cool. I will pick up pretty much any brand in a cycling jersey as long as it's in good condition and it has fun graphics. $24, and I paid $4.50. Next up is just a kitty sweatshirt. Now the reason I picked this up was twofold. One was that it was an extra large, so I do look for the larger sizes in crew neck sweatshirts of this type print, and it has to be in really nice condition. $22.57, and I paid $4.50. This jacket is the typical classic jean jacket type that I pick up. Now this one was Carhartt, which did probably help it a little bit, but I pick up any classic jean jacket that is of decent quality. So $33.54, and I believe I paid $5.75 for this. This next jacket is a track jacket. Now I don't pick up many brands of track jackets. It has to be like Patagonia, Under Armour, some Nikes, not always, and just better brands. $36.33 is what I got for this jacket. The next item is a very simple, I'm going to say it's a t-shirt. It was a stretch knit put out by J. McLaughlin, and I will pick these up if they have a very cool graphic. $30.49, and I paid $4.25. This next item is very typical of the type of jerseys or button-down athletic shirts I pick up, a baseball shirt, $33.54, and it is the Mets, and I am a native New Yorker. Here is the hammer that I recently showed. This is a rawhide mallet, and I wasn't quite sure what a rawhide mallet was for, but I researched it and found out it was for jewelry making and leather making. $25. I can't remember what I paid for this. I believe it was either $1.99 or $2.99. Eyeglasses. Can we talk eyeglasses? I pick up quite a few different brands of prescription eyeglasses, and I'm picking these up because I know the buyer will be popping out the prescription lenses and having their own prescription fitted in it. But if it's a good brand, like here we have Burberry, and they're in good shape, almost always I pick them up. $26.84, and I paid $1.99. Here is an evening bag. I sell a lot of vintage evening bags. I do try to get ones that are in very good condition and have a branding, but even if there is no inner label, I don't worry about that. With evening bags, or I should say vintage bags, condition is everything. $30.49, and I think I paid a couple of dollars. I think it was $2.99. Shoes. I've recently spoken about men's leather, either penny loafers or moccasins, kilties, what other kinds? All different kinds of slip-on shoes in leather. These are Orvis, $44.23, and I paid $7.47. Here are the owls that I fell in love with. I believe I picked these up in Prussian Street Arcade, but I don't remember clearly. $51. I'm thinking I paid $6.99. I could have gotten these in Goodwill too. I'm not exactly sure, but who doesn't love a good owl? Next up is the seashell spiral wind chime I just picked up. I believe I got this in Goodwill, and it brought $31, and I paid $2 or $3 for it. Here is a coat. Now, even though we are heading into summer, I sell seasonal things all year round. This is Furs by Richard, curly lambswool Persian coat, $66, and I believe I paid $7.25. Here is a Gottinger. This is silver plate, and this thing was filthy. Very rarely do I polish silver. I apologize for this photo. It seems quite overexposed. $33. So while these sets don't bring a lot of money, this one was beautiful, and I thought somebody would really want this. I've probably had this about 2 or 3 weeks. Next up, again, seasonal cashmere. Who's buying cashmere? I don't know. I'm still selling them. A twin set, $44, and I paid $4.25. So that's just a little snippet of what I have been selling. Now, my sales did take a dramatic downturn early May when I changed my store subscription from Anchor to Premium. So as many of you know, eBay has upped the amount of listings in all of the different subscriptions. So I downgraded my store because I really didn't need an Anchor store, and that is saving me $240 a month. But with doing that, I'm convinced that that did play a part in my sales being a little slow there for a while. But we have picked back up. This morning I shipped out, I think, 14 items, and today was Friday. So a good solid start to the weekend, and they were all fairly decent profit items. Okay, so that is a little bit of what has been selling. I just picked out, a few to show you. Good solid bread and butter items. Thanks for watching. Go out and get what's yours.